At Pathfinder Dogs, we train German Shepherds as guides for blind people. That's our main core activity, but equally what I do is use my experiences to be able to help people that are either losing their sight or have lost their sight. I was born blind. I luckily, and I mean very luckily, went through the blind and partially sighted system. So I went to schools that were kitted for blind and partially sighted people, which in turn makes me more prepared to deal with the outside world. Then after a surgery, I got my eyesight back, but to a degree where I could actually drive legally. Then when I lost my sight again, I felt as if I was in a very unique position, that if we have clients that have come to us and they've been born totally blind, I understand that. When I speak to sighted people, I understand the eye contact, so I try and look at people when I'm talking to them. And people that have lost their sight later on, I get that as well. So it's easy for me to help them with their daily living and just to be independent and learn to live on their own without having to rely on people. I can show them the tricks of how to do stuff, to be able to do things in the normal world, but also to be able to do something that the normal world doesn't expect you to be able to do. When I haven't got a dog, I'm very much less likely to go out into the public. A white stick is just not the same, it's not. So what people don't realise is the whole guide dog movement in the whole world started in the 1930s with a couple called Maurice Franks and Buddy. I felt there should be a choice within the UK, and equally there are a lot more people asking for German Shepherds because they work very differently to your Labradors. The purpose of Pathfinder Dogs is, one, to train dogs for blind people in the UK, but to train them in a nice way, and to train them where it's not a conveyor belt. We are not churning these dogs out. These dogs are living, feeling creatures, and they need to be respected as such. They're not just a mobility aid. With our dogs, we have a policy of cradle to the grave. So when our dogs retire, we don't sell them and things like that. We actually keep our dogs. So literally from the day that we take them on, they come under the Pathfinder umbrella and they are our dogs until the day they pass. Particularly if they're with the puppy raiser that they're with, or their client or whatever. If their client wants the ashes, we pay for that too. We pay for everything for our dogs, including birthday presents and Christmas presents. So to do it with compassion for the dogs that we're training. And then the other aspect of us is to empower people just to be able to be in society and be comfortable with being in society.
I'm an apprentice and assistance dog trainer, so I train up the dogs to advanced level where they can go into our blind clients. So I've done some guided walks blindfolded with the white cane, and I've done some blindfolded walks with one of the dogs, just to get into the mindset of this is how you handle the dogs and this is how you navigate being blind. We do need to get into the mindset and the habit of being mindful about what we're doing and why we're doing it. It just means that we're not getting lackadaisical and letting things slip past that could potentially be harmful to a blind person, especially since it's the dog's job to navigate their daily life for them.
When the clients are matched with their dog, after we've trained them and put them through advanced training and things, the clients come and stay here at this house. It's all kitted out for the client to stay with, obviously support and a trainer here and things like that. They stay here for 3 weeks at no cost to the client. It's something that we fund all the way through. The people are trained to how to handle and how to work their dogs safely. Once they qualify with their dog, they can go home. If we think the work is breaking down when we go and do an aftercare visit, we will bring the client back here with the dog and we'll do a bit of refresher training.
You see the training that gets put into these dogs and the work that they do afterwards. Phenomenal. I think it gives a lot of people mobility they wouldn't get outdoors otherwise. Gives them confidence, particularly when their dogs are shoulder trained. It changes lives, basically, if you can say that. It might sound a bit cliche, but it's true.
What is done with these dogs to completely change people's lives? It gives them independence, it gives them confidence. They come in one person and they leave a completely different person. And it then impacts their families. The families leave and the stress and what have you. You see it lifting from their shoulders. One that springs to mind is somebody that came lacking, just did not want to engage with the world. Didn't want to accept a tea or a coffee, just was here but wasn't here. It wasn't as much as 6 weeks later. This young person was coming in and making Anne a cup of tea or coffee, making his parents a cup of tea or coffee. That inner belief, it is truly priceless, because his parents genuinely felt that they'd come to the end of the road. This was going to be their child and ultimately their life. A few weeks with Anne. Oh, I've got goosebumps. And I am disgusted with myself on a weekly basis because I am fully sighted and I take it for granted. I don't see things that are in front of me. And I just love learning from Anne.
I believe that everybody's differently abled. You have people that are blind. Well, we do stuff, we just do it differently. As none as blind as those that are sighted is what my dad always used to say. Sighted people just don't see things. If it's right in front of their nose, they don't see it. So I have a lot of tricks of being able to do stuff that you guys or sighted people don't notice. But it makes it look really good, because you're like, well, how did she do that? And I'm like, if you ask me, I'll show you. Do you know what I mean? So we do it, we just do it differently. Show me something I can't do and I'll have a go. Pathfinder Dogs wants to build a large community. So we want to have specific housing that's going to be aimed around the blind and partially sighted community. So the whole vision is to have something where we can have lots of different businesses, but non-profit businesses within a community, which in turn, obviously, any profit that they make comes back into the charity, so the charity gets to stand on its own 2 feet. In turn, those small businesses and things that we want to do will enable other people and our blind clients and people that are losing their sight, we can give them a job, and we can give them something where they can still contribute back to society and they're still helping, but in turn they're learning. So Pathfinder Dogs needs to be a safe environment so that we have the cushioning, if you like, to be able to help the differently abled people to be able to then have the skills and have the mindset and have the confidence to be able to then go out into society.